Hello my dear students, I'm from Mizo Study and today I'll be discussing some important questions of IIT JEE Mains of the chapter Solutions of Triangle. I know you all are working really hard for your IIT JEE Mains examination, but once you reach your destination, your desired institution, your desired college, the college of your choice, just trust me, you will feel that it's all be worth it. You'll certainly feel that way. So, my dear students, this phase will certainly pass away, and if you're really driven towards your goal, this hard work will not be a hard work. It will be a good experience for you. On that note, let's start with question based on this chapter. So, the first question we have is, in triangle ABC with side lengths ABC, okay, satisfies log a square is equal to this certain condition, then triangle ABC is, you have to tell me what kind of triangle is ABC. Is it equilateral, isosceles, scalene or right angle triangle? Now there is this triangle ABC which satisfies this particular condition, okay, and the side length ABC as usual means, what is the meaning of side length ABC? It means the side in front of angle A is A, in front of angle B is small b, and in front of angle C is small c. Okay, this means that ABC as usual. Now the condition that's given to you is log of A square is equals to log of B square plus log C squared minus log of 2BC cos of angle A. Now if you use the properties of log over here, you will find out, we know that log A plus log B is log AB, so log B squared C square, and log AB upon minus log A minus log B is log A upon B, so this will go in the denominator, and this is log of A square. So taking the entire log, you will have A square is equals to B square C square upon 2BC cos of angle A. Alright, I hope you are very clear with this. The log on both the sides will be neutralized with the help of the entire log, right? And I've just used a simple property of logarithm over here, okay, a basic property. So I will from here get that cos of angle A would be equal to B square C square 2BC upon A square. So from here I can cancel this B and C, so I will get cos of angle A is equal to BC upon 2A squared. Now let's put the value of, now let's use the cosine formula. So we know using cosine formula, I hope you remember the cosine formula, but I'll still write cos of angle A is equals to B square plus C square minus A square upon 2BC, because over here I have cos A and that needs to be eliminated because I need to find out the relationship between A, B and C in order to find out whether the triangle is isosceles, equilateral, because if A equal to B equal to C, I will have my triangle to be equilateral. If the two sides are equal, I'll have my triangle to be isosceles. If none of the sides are equal, it's scalene, and for right angle I will have A square plus B square equal to C square. That is the Pythagoras theorem would be true. So for that I need to eliminate cos of angle A in terms of the sides. So I will use the cosine formula which I have written over here, and now I'll put this cosine formula and find out what is the relation. So cosine formula says that it's nothing but BC by 2A squared. So applying the cosine formula and cross multiplying, I will have this 2 gets cancelled. I will have A square B square plus A square C square minus A4 is equals to B squared C squared, right? Now I'll try to factorize it, okay? So what can I take? If I take this thing, if I choose this as well as this and this and this, that means if I take out A square common from these two terms, That means if I take these two terms, this is a simple factorization, even you can find out. If I take these two terms, I will have a squared common, and in the bracket I would have b square minus a square left. And if I take this term to the other side of the equality, taking c square common, I will also have b square minus a squared. Yes or no? Alright. Now let's get everything over here. So I will have a square minus c square multiplied by b square minus a square equals 0, which employs either a equal to plus minus c going by the rules, or b equal to plus minus a. Since over here a, b, c are telling us about the ABC are the lengths of the sides of the triangle, hence we will not take the negative sign over here. We have to take the positive sign. Length of the side can never be taken as negative. So therefore I will have either A equal to C or B equal to C. So one of the condition, if one of the conditions is true, then my triangle has to be, since the any of the two sides are equal, either A is equal to C or A is equals to B, that means my triangle has to be an isosceles triangle, and I hope you are very clear with the same thing. Alright, okay, I hope you have understood this question. This was a very simple question for the beginning. So over here I just use the property of log, that log of A plus log of B is log of AB, and log of A minus, when you have a negative sign over here, it gets divided, and then I simply solved it by using the cosine formula, because I needed the relationship between A, B and C, since I wanted to find out which kind of triangle is this. Okay, I hope this question is clear to you. Let's move to the next question, question number 2. You have to avoid a negative sign here. I'll repeat once again, you have to avoid a negative sign here because you are taking A, B, C as the side lengths and they cannot be negative. Coming to question number 2 now. Before doing this question, I want to tell you something about this question. That this question is being picked up from your JEE Advanced paper. Now you must be thinking why I have picked up this question, since we are discussing mains. Now it's not a compulsion that questions of JEE Advanced are not of mains level. There are questions in advanced paper which are of mains level, but we just leave them by just looking that since they are questions, these questions came in advance, so they must not be of the mains level, and that may be a big loss for us. So this is a mains level question that was asked in advance, so that's why I'm discussing it. Because of this, it's level, it's very easy. So let's just start with this question. PQR be a triangle of area, PQR be a triangle of area delta, with A is 2, B this and C that, where ABC are the lengths of the sides of the triangle. As I've already told you, ABC they are the lengths of the sides of the triangle, okay, opposite to the angles at P, Q and R. So let's first of all make this diagram. Let us assume this is this triangle PQR, this is P, Q and R. It is told that A, B and C are the lengths of the sides of triangle opposite to angles P and Q and R. That means opposite to angle P we have side length A, opposite to Q we have B, and opposite to R we have C respectively. Alright. So A, B, C. So going by the statement, then you are supposed to find out this. So to find out this expression, first of all we need to simplify it. So let's simplify. So if I simplify it, I will have 2 sin p taken common. I'll have 1 over here, and this sin 2p would be 2 sin p cos p, so I'll be left with only cos p. And again 2 sin p taken common, I'll be left with 1 over here, and again sin 2p is 2 sin p cos p by the formula of sin 2a, 2 sin a cos a. Over here it's 2 sin p cos p, and I'll be left with cos p only. This thing that get cancelled out. So basically this would be, again using the half angle formula, this would be 1 minus cos theta is 2 sin square theta by 2, that is 2 sin square p by 2, and this is 2 cos square p by 2, and which becomes tan square p by 2. So basically my entire question is dependent upon what tan square p by 2 is. So once I'm able to find out the value of tan square p by 2, my job is done. And how would I find the value of tan square p by 2? Now there's this formula that tan of the angle, let's over here, that's p by 2 is the angle over here, is equal to, now the side which is in front of this angle has to be kept downwards. So it would be s minus b into s, because p is in front, is in the place of angle A basically. Otherwise we take it as ABC. So p is basically in place of angle A. So if it was angle A, so it was sine A by 2 is s minus b into s minus c upon s into s minus a. Okay, so this is a formula. This is a very common formula, right? Now, if you look at the options, you have the area of triangle that's coming in the denominator, which gives me a hint that why don't I make this delta, that is the area of triangle, and I know delta is equal to, by Heron's formula, I know delta is equal to s minus a, s minus b, s minus c, where s is what? The semi-perimeter. I hope you're all aware of this 10th class formula, right? So to make that, I will have to multiply s minus b into s minus c in the numerator as well as denominator. So doing that, I'll have, so I multiplied under root s minus b, s minus c in the numerator as well as denominator. So once I multiply this both in the numerator and the denominator, my simplified expression would be, this under root will neutralize and I'll just have s minus b into s minus c over here upon, this would be delta, because this is, by Heron's formula, this is the area of the triangle, right? Understood? Now delta is already given to me. I'm also given that my a is 2, b is 7 by 2 and c is 5 by 2. So let's put the desired values over here. Putting the desired values, I will have, first of all, let's calculate what s is. So s is a plus b plus c by 2, that is the semi-perimeter. On calculating, I will have, this is equal to, this will be 6 plus 2, 8 by 2, that is 4. So my s is equal to 4. On calculating and putting the desired values, so 4 minus b is 7 by 2, c is 5 by 2, and delta remains delta. So I will have tan p by 2 as, this would be 4 minus 7 by 2 would be half, and this would be 3 by 2. So it will be 3 by 4 delta. This is the value of tan p by 2, 3 by 4 delta. But we are over here, we wanted to find out the value of tan square p by 2, because we simplified this expression and found out that we need to find out the value of tan square p by 2, and we have evaluated the value of what? Tan p by 2. So let's square it. On squaring, I would get this as 9 by 16 delta square as my desired value of this particular expression. Or this can also be put it in the simpler form, 3 by 4 delta whole squared. So the correct answer to this particular question is option number C. I hope you are clear with the question. Let me just repeat it. First of all, we simplified the complete question. On simplifying, I got this expression became tan square p by 2. So I went on to find out the value of tan square p by 2. Then I remembered this formula, that tan p by 2 is this. This is a very common formula that is used in solution of triangles. So since I could actually see through the options, you always have to focus on what is being given in the options. I was also given that the area of triangle is delta, and in the options delta occurs, and that too in the denominator, which gave me an idea that why don't I make delta in the denominator. For that I had to multiply it with s minus b and s minus c, and I did that, and on doing that I was able to reach over here. Now s is the semi perimeter whose value I evaluated because I know a, b and c. and on evaluating and finding the value, I got tan p by 2 is 3 by 4, and I had to square it, so it's 3 by 4 delta whole squared. So which is my answer to this particular question. Now I understand that some of you must be thinking that what if we don't know the formula of tan p by 2? Then nothing to worry at all. You can actually stop at this point, and cosine and sine formula I know every child knows. You can apply the cosine formula and find out cos of p, which is again very simple. Cos of p would be b square plus c square minus a square upon 2ab. So on finding cos of p and this, you can evaluate the complete value. That will be a numerical value, right? But since this is not the numerical value, you have to put the value of delta and find out whether this is equal to this or not. I hope you're getting my point. Once you calculate cos p, you'll get a numerical value, not in terms of delta for sure, by using the formula b square plus c square minus a square, that one. Alright, so you'll get a numerical value. On putting the numerical value, you will get a numerical answer, but you want the answer in terms of delta. So why not also calculate delta? So I can just give you this hint that if you calculate delta, your delta would come out to be root 6. So you can then check that once you put the value of delta over here, you will see that this expression and this expression would match. That is also the way of doing this question if you don't remember the formula of tan p by 2. Okay, I hope you are very clear with this. So even if you know the cosine formula and the sine formula, then also this question was possible, which is supposedly come in this JEE Advanced. And I through this question I also want to tell you one thing, that I have categorically seen that the questions that are asked in mains or advanced from this chapter are mainly, I would say mainly, I'm using this word mainly, stressing on that, from the sine and cosine formula. So if you know these two formulas, and obviously a bit more, like you know the formula of circumradius capital R, you know the in radius formula, then you can certainly do questions without, you'll be able to attempt these questions, because through my previous knowledge and my experience, I have noticed that generally the questions are coming from sine and cosine formulas and in radius and the circumradius. Alright, but that is not a guarantee, but in 95% of the question we're using this only. Alright, on that note, let's come to the next question, question number 3. So now this is question number 3. Over here you need to evaluate this particular thing. Okay, so to evaluate this, let's simplify this. On simplifying, let's just change it to sine and cos, because obviously that is my favorite formula, sine and cosine, so I would want to use that only. Okay, so, and I'm sure that's your favorite too. Okay, so let's get started with this. So this would be cos c upon sine c, cos a upon sine a, applying a very simple formula, very basic formula of trigonometry. Okay, this would be equal to cos c upon sine c, and this would be, I'll take the LCM, I will have cos a sine b plus sine b cos a, and this will go in the numerator, sine a sine b. Okay, this will flip and go into the numerator, right? So this is cos a sine b cos a, that gives me sine of a plus b into sine c upon cos c sine a sine b. Now since we are talking about a triangle, in triangle ABC are the angles of the triangle, so a plus b is equals to pi minus c, which employs sine of a plus b is sine of pi minus c, which implies sine 180 minus theta is sine theta. What is we all know sine 180 minus theta is sine theta, so let's just put the values over here and we will get cos c sine a sine b upon sine squared c. Now using the sine and cosine formula over here, or let's find out, I know a upon sine a is equals to b upon sine b is equals to c upon sine c is equals to 2r, and let us say that's 2r is equal to k to make the things bit more simpler. So I will have sine a is equals to a by k, sine b is equals to b by k, and sine c is equals to c by k. So putting the desired values over here, I will have cos c a by k, b by k, and c square by k square. So k will get cancelled from both the numerator as well as the denominator. I am now left with ab by c square into cos c. Now let's use the cosine formula. It is a square plus b square minus c square upon 2ab. Again this ab will get cancelled. Alright, so I will have a square plus b square minus c square upon 2c square. Now I was given that a square plus b square is equals to 101 c square. If I shift, now this is 101 for a reason, and I tell you that reason. A square plus b square minus c square is equals to 100 c square. So putting the value of this as 100 c square, I will have 100 c square upon 2c square gives me this equal to 50. So the value of this is nothing but 50. So the correct answer to this one would be 50. Quite an easy question this was. It just needed a bit of manipulation by opening it into cos and sine, and since they are our favorite formulas, we have to change cot into cos and sine, and then applying cosine and sine formula, which was quite an easy thing to do. Alright, so I hope you're clear with the question. Let me just show it to you once more. Over here I'm using sine of a plus b, then I'm writing a plus b as pi minus c, because sine 180 minus theta is sine theta. So this is not theta, this is c. I made a mistake while doing this. So this is sine c, and then I have, applying the sine formula, I have a upon sine a equal to k. So a is nothing but, sine a is nothing but a by k, b by k, and c by k respectively. So I put this value over here, and then I finally reach to a stage where I get this as this, and then I use the cosine formula. I had c square over here, a square plus b square minus square, ab was there in the numerator as well. This got cancelled. On simplifying, I get the answer to be 50. Okay, I hope you're clear with this one. Now let's move further with the next question. Question number 4. In a triangle ABC, if the ratio of A, B and C is 4:5:6, then the ratio between its circumradius and end radius is. Now the ratio of A, B, C is given to you. Always remember, when something like this is given, it's 4:5. That means if A is to B is to C is 4:5:6, that means you must have A is multiple of 4, B is multiple of 5, and C is multiple of 6, and all the three are multiplied with the same quantity. That means your A should be equal to 4k, B should be equal to 5k, and C should be equal to 6k. Alright, I hope you are very clear with it. This is not a very difficult thing to interpret. So I am given that ratio of circumradius and end radius is to be found out. So I need to find out capital R by R. Now I know the formula that capital R is ABC by 4 delta and small r is delta by S. Okay, so which gives me, I need to evaluate ABC into S upon 4 delta squared. Okay, now my ABC is nothing but 4k into 5k into 6k, and my s is nothing but 4 plus 5 plus 6k taken common upon 2, and this is 4 delta square. Now this 4 gets cancelled with this 4, so I will have 30k cube into k. What is this? 6 plus 10, this would be 15. 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 5 15 by 2, so this would be 2 over here and 2 delta square. So that gives me 225 k4 upon delta square. Now let's evaluate what delta is using again the Heron's formula. Delta is equals to under root of s. S is what? 15k by 2, because we evaluated s over here, it's a plus b plus c, that would be 15k by 2. S into s minus a, so 15k by 2 minus 4k, 15k by 2 minus 5k, and 15k by 2 minus 6k. Alright, so on evaluating you will have 15k by 2, so 15 minus 8 would be 7k. This would be 15 by 2 minus 5, that would be, this would 10k, that would be 5k by 2 by 2 by 2, and this would be 3k by 2. Alright, can you see that? So that's delta, but we need delta squared, so that would be, let's eliminate the under root, that would be 16k4, and I'm really supposing that now it's very easy. 15 15s are 225 multiplied by 7. I'm keeping it in the term so that we can cancel easily. Now I can put the value of delta square. I will have 225 k4. What is delta square? It is 225 into 7 by 16 k4. So this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled. I will get my answer to be 16 by 7, which is option number A. Alright, so let me just repeat it for you. This is A is 4k, B is 5k, C is 6k. I just use the formula that capital R is ABC by 4 delta and small r, that is in radius, is delta by S. So it's ABCS upon 4 delta square. Putting the desired values, I was able to reach to the answer, that is 16 by 7. It was all the simple calculations which you could have done on your own also. Coming to the last question of this session, that is question number 5. Now again, this is a question of JEE Advanced 2010, but I have chosen it because it's not very difficult. It's of the mains level. So the question is, consider a triangle ABC and let ABC denote the lengths of the sides opposite to the vertices A, B and C respectively, and which we all know, that's very clear. Suppose A is 6, B is 10 and the area of triangle is 15 root 3. If angle ACB is obtuse, now you are given that this is this triangle ABC, in which angle C supposedly is obtuse angle. Over here in through the figure we cannot make that out, but let's say this is C. Okay, let me make a correction. Let's make this A, this is B, and let's say this is C. This looks like still looks like an obtuse angle, this one. So we are given that angle C is obtuse. Okay, now A is 6, that means this is 6, B is 10, this is 10, and ACB is obtuse, and we are given that area of the triangle is 15 root 3. This is what given to you. You need to find out R square, that is the square of the in radius. Then R square is, you're supposed to find out what R square is. Let's say the options are root 3 is not possible, 3, 9, 6 and D none. Let's say these are your options. Okay, so let's find out which is the correct option to this particular question. You are being given the area, so let's just use this area. I know the area, and I'm also given that angle ACB is obtuse. So because I'm given that angle ACB is obtuse, I will work on finding angle ACB. How? I'm also given the two sides and the included angle. So whenever I'm given the two sides and the included angle plus the area, what is that comes to my mind? It comes to my mind that I can use that area of triangle is half this into this. This is side B, AB sine C. I can use this formula. So delta is 15 root 3, half AB is 60 into sine C. Okay, which gives me this is equal to root 3 by 2, and that's equal to sine C. Now sine C's value is root 3 by 2, which gives me two values of C that are 60 degree and 120 degree. Now since angle C is an obtuse angle triangle, I have to reject this value and take this value. So this is rejected and this is taken. So my angle C comes out to be 120 degree. Understood? Now why am I doing this thing? I am supposed to find out r square, and I know r is delta by s, so r square is delta square by s square. I do know what is delta, but I don't know what is s. And I know the length of the two sides, but I don't know the length of the third side. For that I found out this angle. Now I know the angle, I know the two sides. The third side, to find out the third side is a very easy task. And how would we find out that? We can use the cosine formula, because whenever the two sides and the included angle is given, you can use area of the triangle because that uses it, the two sides and the included angle. You can also use the cosine formula, because even if the one of the thing is known, you can find out the third. All right, so over, like in this case, I know cos of 120 degree would be equal to 6 square plus 10 square minus c square upon 2 into 6 into 10, right? Now cos of 120 degree is what? Would be what? Minus half, because second quadrant cos is negative. 36 plus 100 minus c square upon, this 2 gets cancelled with this 2, upon 60. So it's minus c square would be equal to minus 196, which employs c is equals to 14 without taking negative sign, because that is the length of the side. So which gives me c is 14. Now that I have all the sides, I have the area, I just need to find out s, and my job is done. Okay, I have a, b and c. So I have a is 10, b is 10, a is 6 and c is 14, and my s would be a plus b plus c by 2, and that would be 15. So my s is 15. So therefore I can just put the values of s and delta to find out what r square is. So delta would be 225 into 3, and s square would be, s is 15 square, that is 225 only. So this gets cancelled, and I have my r square is equals to what? 3. So the correct answer to this particular question is nothing but 3. I hope you are very clear with this question. Let me come again with the same question. We were desired to find out r square. For that I know the formula delta square by s square. Now I have delta, what I don't have is s. S is semi-perimeter, so certainly I need to find out length of all the sides, out of which 2 are given to me. So I need the third. So to find out the length of the third side, I thought of using whatever is given to me. I was given that this angle is obtuse angle, and that was given for a reason. I can use this two sides and the included angle plus the area is given to me. Two sides and the included angle, area is given. I can find out the third thing, and this is a very common formula. Finding out that, I found out sine c is root 3 by 2, but I had to reject the 60 degree value because I was given c is obtuse angle. So I took 120 degree. Okay. Now that I know the value of angle c, my job is almost half done. Okay, so if I know the value of this angle, I know the two sides. Okay, generally in the cosine formula, if you know all the three sides, you can find out cos of the angles between the two sides. But over here you know the cosine of the angle, so that you can find out the third side because you know 3 out of the 4 things over here. Okay, so this would be cos C is a square plus b square minus c square upon 2ab. Evaluating, I was able to find out c is equal to 14. So once I know c, I can now find out the semi-perimeter, put the values in the desired formula and get my job done. Alright, I hope you're clear with this question. Now, you necessarily do not need use this formula. It's not an important thing to just go by this formula. You could have also used the sine formula, then found out circumradius, and then from circumradius you could have found out c, and then you could have found out r square. How? We know c upon sine c. Now we know capital R is equals to ABC by 4 delta. I know A, B and I know delta as well. So I can put the values. AB is 60C upon what is delta? 15 root 3. Right? Into 4, that is 60 root 3. So my R comes out to be C root 3. So I can write C upon sine C is equals to C 2R. It's C upon sine C is equal to 2R. So 2C by root 3 because I found out R is this. So from here also I got sine C is equals to root 3 by 2 and I will have to take the obtuse angle. So you could have not used this if you know just the sine formula. My point is to just tell you that sine formula and cosine formula are so damn important that you can use them in many questions against the other formulas. Okay, so that's why I'm stressing on these two formulas. So basically, even if you have used sine formulas and circumradius, then also your question would have been done easily. Alright, so I hope you are very clear with these questions which I have done so far. Kindly tell me in the comments below how did you find this lecture, and please give me your suggestions to improve. Thank you so much.